Hey everyone, I am so excited to be here. I am your host, Erica Kareem. And if you don't know where you are on a Starting Over Now summit. And if you haven't registered, go to startingovernow.summit.com, startingovernow.summit.com, so that you can watch the replays. Now, the reason we started the Starting Over Now Summit is because there's so many people that go through things and we feel like that we're in it all by ourselves. We feel it like that no one has ever had this issue before. And I remember one elderly lady telling me one time, "You're going through this. You're not the first. And Erica, you're not going to be the last." Which made me feel better.
Yeah.
And so there's so many people, millions all over the globe that is needing to start over. They need a refresher. And so I have these 14 lovely ladies that I've interviewed starting over now. And today we have the most powerful,
Oh,
amazing, empowering speaker, Miss Focus James. Thank you so much for coming on here with me.
thank you. And let me say cheers to you and happy Valentine's to everybody. I got my little fruit and my little water going on. So I won't get tipsy on y'all. That's just water. That's
Okay.
just water.
Okay.
Happy Valentine's. And thanks for putting this together. It's an extraordinary way for people to plug in and celebrate love and transition wherever they are, whatever stage they are in a relationship. So thank you for putting this together.
And thank you for saying yes to the call.
You're
So,
welcome.
Focus, tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Oh, thank you. My name is Focus. I'm from my company is called the Focus to Love. I'm a love and life coach. So I get to help people heal from relationship hurt so they can actually, not repeat that pain so they can actually get the love they want and have the life they love. And naturally, it's spin into being a business coach too, because I have a couple of businesses.
Awesome, awesome. So, Focus, you didn't know me. I didn't know you. I don't think we were even friends on Facebook.
Right. Right.
And so I put out the call about being a speaker. Now, did someone refer you or did you see the actual post?
I see the actual post. I'm clear. Part of my purpose is my voice and my testimony. So when I see an opportunity to speak, whether it's paid or unpaid, first of all, God got the biggest cash register. He can write the biggest checks, right?
Okay, ching, that's
and,
right.
and since I've came here to volunteer and share this, I got offered a speaking engagement, been on Fox 29 twice, right? So I just let God be God, right? So it was a blessing to be able to be here and share my story. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So tell everybody your story.
Oh wow! So it's chocked full. So I wrote a book called "What Is the Focus of Love." So I kind of have it in there a little bit. But to give you a little bit, I actually just got on Tony Robbins' stage and he had shared. He said, "Focus because you were broken spiritually. Your level of healing is different because you have a spiritual healing." And what am I talking about? I actually got married very young, 18. My husband was 21 at the time. We both was trying not to sin, Erica. That was the main thing, right? We were trying not to sin and have sex. But we created 100 more problems getting married at 18 and 21. Your frontal lobe is not even finished developing, let alone trying to make a decision of who you're going to marry for the next 50 years, right? So unfortunately, as we grew in God, he became a preacher, then a pastor. We're still in our 20s, right? I did not want that limelight, okay? Because you're like in a fishbowl with everybody looking at you in your 20s. You already feel weird everywhere you go. And unfortunately, in his stress level of dealing with all of that, he's cheated with our nanny, who also was the armor bearer of our church, right? So the level of betrayal was like crazy. You can only imagine. Not only did I lose my husband, I lost my nanny, I lost trust in friends, I lost my church home, right? All at the same time. So my world went crazy. So for about 10 years, I traveled about 37 states trying to find out who I am, how to heal. And the number one thing I realized is I was pissed off at God. Like I came in your church and you let me hook up with these folks. Really? That's the kind of people you hook me. I just realized how I had this righteous indignation. And once I got that and I was able to heal from that, it created a whole curriculum of how I help other people heal. So people don't have to go through the 10 years in 37 states. Every workshop, seminar, sleepover, retreat I went to, they don't have to go through that now. I offer like an 8-week session for people to, process it and beyond if you need to. But that's the gist of why I got this company started. And I get to do it full time now. And I get to wake up every day saying, God, who do you need me to help heal this hurt? Mhm.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So, did you have any children in that marriage?
I did. I had an amazing son. We actually got pregnant about 3 months after we got married. His mom and him, they went on a 10-day fast because I had just was told that I'll probably never have children because I have what's called polycystic ovaries. So, Erica, it was shocking to me that I got pregnant at 3 months into the marriage. And of course, the church folks was counting, trying to see if we had sex before, right?
Oh my
Yeah, that
goodness.
that was wild. But unfortunately, we lost the first child, which was my first experience of like true loss, right? So right in the beginning of a marriage, less than a year, we had a death of a child. And it was really, really tough. I'm not even gonna lie, because it was let's see, I like to call it heated fellowship. That means we yelled and screamed a whole lot, right?
Okay,
That
okay.
first year was tough at 18 and 21 because I just got off the basketball court. I was athlete of the year and I played ball, talk smack. My two older brothers, we talk smack all the time. So I
Hmm.
definitely didn't have the reverence for a man to talk to my husband, right? It was like, man, right?
Right,
I didn't.
right,
I was not tapped into my femininity that I am now and how I teach women to be. I just wasn't, I was rough
right.
around the edges. So I own that. So she transitioned. Her name was Hope. And unfortunately, he kind of blames me for that because of the yelling and hollering that we both did. But sometimes when you're grieving, you want to have some place to blame and to direct your pain. So he did to me. So you could imagine the marriage was definitely rocky. Again. And then we had our son about a year later, which is he's amazing. This young man is incredible. Being in the church, he plays 4 instruments. He sings. He's been on The Voice. He's been on the Kimmel Center, the Apollo Theater a couple of times. Yes,
Really?
yes.
All right.
Between his charismatic dad and his mom that could, speak publicly, this young man, is amazing. Yeah, so that's who came out of that marriage, which you see, I'm glowing from. It's really from my healing because he looks so much like his dad. It took me a while. It used to irritate me because he looked so much like his dad.
Uh-huh.
But through that 10 years of healing, I had to realize, embrace, and love him as he is, despite what his dad did or didn't do that I was, upset about at the time. So, yep. So I got a young man out of that relationship.
I love it. So, if people are going through a transition
Mhm.
of or a journey of healing, you said
Mhm.
it took you 10
Yes.
years. Do you think that
Oh, yes.
it's do you think that 10 years is like a necessity, or do you think that
Mhm.
someone can get people to healing less than 10 years? That was just your journey.
Yeah.
Do that have to be
Yeah.
everybody's journey? Is my
It
question.
definitely, God knows, please, I don't want you to have to go through that. That's why I'm here, and that's what
Hmm.
the purpose of why God has got allowed me to go through that journey. It was like the journey of Moses, right? You smoked the rock and then had to go 40 years around. I smoked the rock. I was like, God, peace. As much as I was still, church was still in me. I wasn't in the church. I could walk in and see who was cheating with who, and then the ushers nasty. I just was like ripping everybody apart because of my own wounds. So absolutely, you don't have to take 10 years. You do have to take time because people are trying to say, Erica, all time heals all wounds. Ask the man who shot on the side of the road. He don't want more time. He need medical care immediately.
Yes,
So we
yes.
need care immediately. Don't think because you don't go to church or you go to church, because I've seen many people that was addicted to church, just like food, gym, alcohol, and cocaine. They would stay in church to avoid the other areas of their life, right, and not really deal with it. So no, you got to deal with it. You got to go home at some point and talk to your husband, your children, deal with your teenage pregnant daughter. You got to deal with those things, or it just gets worse. It festers and start to stink like an infection. Mm.
Yeah, Focus, that's so good that you said that because I have never met anybody that has the same methodology as myself where time doesn't heal all wounds. Everybody says time heals all wounds.
Oh
I'm
man,
like, no, it doesn't.
no.
No, it doesn't.
Mm-mm.
That healing process will heal you up faster.
Correct.
And
Correct.
even in that's why people go so long, 20
Yeah.
years, and they still mad. They don't even
Yes.
remember why they mad.
Exactly.
And then they stay mad because
Yes.
it's not healing. It's
Yep,
not
that was
healing.
me. That was me. I had a righteous indignation about the church folks, about how people did me, my boss, and it just spanned out to everyone, right? That I felt betrayed, if you will. And that was the story that I was constantly, telling myself. And it was a particular course called the Landmark Education, Erica, that I went to.
I've been
Um, oh, good, good, good. So
there.
then
Yes. Okay.
it radically changed my life. And one of the
Me
things I
too.
went to complain about is my job. And the gentleman said to me, well, you get showered and go there every day. It's a choice, change jobs. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, but I'm
Yes.
here. And I went to go back and forth. And he said, I understand. I said, well, I got to take care of my family. He said, we all got to take care of our family. If you don't like the job, change it. And you need to change the story you telling yourself about the job. It was just radical. It was like, wow, it was just fantastic what it did to my life and gave me new
Me too.
perspective. So I actually now teach a course every first of the month, how to recap your last 30 days, right? How to recap, look at what had happened and didn't happen, and how to create the next 30 days. Now, in Landmark, they teach you vanilla or chocolate. Choose.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So we got to choose a juicy life. So starting over is just that. But you can start over and be just as miserable as you was before. You can just get
Yeah.
another husband or move cross country, dye your hair red and lose 50 pounds, but there you are. So you got to heal, or you're just going to take more mess with you and get more evidence to prove why you are the way you are, right? So that's why in that course that we do, it's about a 3 hour course. We go in and we look at the last 30 days. Well, and I use a Wheel of Life, it's called, and it measures faith, family, finances, fun, fitness, and measures 6 things. And you get to say from 1 to 10. 10, I knocked that one out. I did the doggone thing with the family this month. But working out, not so much. I committed to 2 times a week. I only did it once, right? So it gives you fair measurement, not circumstances. You either did or you didn't. It gives you some grace, but allows you to really look at your life so you're not fooling yourself, talking yourself in or out or high or mighty or really low, right? Because if you're comparing, we normally compare ourselves to feel really good about ourselves or really feel real bad. But when you're looking at your own life, it's confronting, and you want to do that in a healthy way. So I teach people to do that, and then I teach them how to create the next 30 days. Like, what did you learn here? Because you can create a juicy life every 30 days. It don't have to be 5, 10 years out. You can celebrate now. You can have juicy relationships with your man, with your children, with your boss. You can have a healthy body right now. It's not 6 months. It's not when I lose 40 pounds. Is right now I feel sexy. I feel grown and sexy. I got my Nova, dress on, right? I'm getting my chocolates tonight. I'm going to my Galatine or my Boo Love right now because we don't have tomorrow technically. We hope we gonna wake up. We
Mm-hmm.
hope a car accident. We hope a drive by. We hope we're not diagnosed with cancer tomorrow. So all we really have is today. So we want to celebrate that now and not
Yes, we do.
getting to, right, Erica? Not
Yeah.
a getting to. Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So share with everyone, after your journey,
Mhm.
what two principles do you actually live by?
Wow. Ooh, that's really profound. It's gonna sound funny. It may be even a little eerie to some people, but first is the right way to do wrong. Now, at
Okay.
first glance, I remember getting so irate at my husband because he cheated with the nanny. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, dude, if you go and cheat, could you have got one of those Caucasian sisters that's your job, that's a nurse making 75,000 or 100,000 a year? We could all be eating cucumber sandwiches, figuring out how to get along. You cheat, what the hell? We paying her. She gonna make more fried chicken that we buy I was just so irate by that fact, right?
Okay. Okay.
So let me bring it back to us, right? It's a right way to do wrong, meaning that even if you decide you want to have multiple relationships, there's polyamory, right? There's open relationships. You don't have to hurt other people to live the lifestyle you want. So it's a right way to do wrong in that context, right? As Christians, most people don't believe in that, even though it's all in the Bible about how many people had so many different concubines and so forth. But figure out how can it be a win-win situation if you're trying to get a plate to a particular place instead of hurting people while you're on your way there. Does that make sense? Did I
It
bring that full
it
circle?
made, yes you
Okay.
did. Yes you
Good, good,
did.
good.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
So the win-win, and then
Yes.
what's another one that you would go by?
Another one I would go by is that I know it's an old hadith. It's a scripture to love thyself, love our neighbors as thyself. I'm gonna expand on that, and the way why am I gonna expand on that is called the Five Love Languages. We all love that book, right, by Gary Chapman. I love that book as well because it really lets us see that there's different personalities in the world. There's different people that need their love bucket filled up. Actually, it's about 16 personalities. I do a course where I chunk it down. It's about four that I teach people how to see them because I train people as life coaches, as public speakers. But you got to be able to see who's across from you. There's some people today, they're going to go get somebody some chocolate and flowers who don't like gifts. They rather you sit next to them on a couch and watch a movie and eat
Mm-hmm.
popcorn and they would feel love for Valentine's. But you're giving them chocolates and flowers because that's what you want, right? And then you'll hear people in relationships as a love and life coach, they go, I gave them all I got. But did you give them what they need?
That's right.
Did you pay
Absolutely.
attention? Did you see what their love language is? Did you see it's 6 stages to life, right? It's six areas of life. Which one is the top for them? Did you study what they need? Do they need words of affirmation, right? Or do they need physical touch? So if you're running bath water, but really what they want you to do is pick up their cleaners,
Then
right?
you all messed up.
You missed it. You're not connected.
Yeah.
So namaste
Yes.
to all that you did, but you didn't study the person that was in your life. You just gave them what you need. So I just wanted to make a twist on that where it says love thy neighbor as thyself, right? You got to study that neighbor to be able to really give them the love that they need. Mhm.
Absolutely. I love it. So because we're on the love languages,
Yay.
Miss Focus, what is your love language? You have to pick two.
Yes, I did. Well, and most people have all five. They're just in specific order. And my top
Okay.
two is affirmations. So I have a great story about that. My mom was coming down the steps, and I told her, "Oh, mom, you look so beautiful." This is when she was living. I was stopping by her house to go to church with her. She said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. You need to take out that trash, right?" Because her love language was acts of service.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
right.
right.
It's
That's right.
crazy. She was
That's
like,
it.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
I understand, but you take out that trash. And so I take out the trash, Erica, and I come sit back on the couch next to her. I said, now can I tell you you're beautiful? She said, if you want to. Because it didn't matter to her. She was like, I
Right.
don't need that. I need to get
Right.
take it out, right? So the words of affirmation is mine, and then I like physical touch. So if I'm in a relationship, I want my man while I'm washing dishes, cooking, while I tap my little tits.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm single right now, but I'm so looking forward to that. Or my daughter just walking up, getting a big hug. Soon as she popped in from from school, I really enjoyed it, and I'm a hugger. I always ask people now, though. I go before COVID, because again, that's not everybody's love language. That
Right.
people are weirded out, like, why are you touching me, lady? Right?
Right.
So
Yes.
I go,
Yes.
hey, I'm a hugger. Is that okay? And I give them an option. Or you want a fist bump, so I can give them a way to get out of it if they don't want it. Right? They go fist bump. I'm like, cool, right? Yeah. So yeah, that's my two love language.
I love it. I love it. I'm glad that you cleared it up about
Yeah.
COVID, because now that COVID has
Yeah.
come, nobody
Yes.
wants to hug.
Yes.
They don't want you to
Well,
touch.
you'll be surprised. So many people are longing for it because for 2 years they haven't had physical touch. So they are like,
Hmm.
as much as people are afraid of getting the sickness, they are starving for physical touch, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But
But I
again,
like
just
what you
ask.
said. Make sure
Yeah,
you
make sure
ask
you
first.
ask. Yeah, make sure
Yes.
you ask. Yeah. Well, honey, I'll be honest with you. At COVID, I was getting a massage as long as it was open. I got a massage every week because I was so longing for the human touch, and that was the best way. That was the closest I can get to it because that
Uh
truly was
huh.
my love language. Mhm.
Wow, wow. That is so wonderful.
Yeah, thank you.
So tell everybody, if you had to speak to your younger self,
Mm,
or all
mm,
of our daughters, right?
yes. Wow.
What would
Ooh,
you give her
yeah.
as to be successful in life,
Yeah.
doing about relationships?
Yeah. Oh, I love that you said that. Successful in life about relationships. Well, the first thing I would tell her that is you are more than enough.
Hmm.
You are more than enough. The weave ain't gonna do it. losing 10 pounds, gaining 10 pounds, the tight jeans, the low cut blouse. You are more than enough with or without any of that. It's going to be your character, your integrity that is going to cause people to connect with you and don't even want to live without you, right? That if you want somebody to get addicted to you, become a master at communication. Because when people feel lit up when they around you, they feel listened to because of the depth of eye contact. You're not looking over their shoulder while they're trying to tell you something. Master how to be with people, and the world is your oyster because people will want to work with you as a result of being heard and seen, which is the top reasons why people will stay connected to another person because they feel heard and seen.
Right. I love that so much. And
Mhm.
I would go on to say too, because that
Okay.
is so good.
Okay. Mhm.
Because I went through it.
Mhm.
Mm, giving and giving and
Mhm.
giving my ear, giving this to
Mhm.
the point where I lost me.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I agree with everything that you said,
Yeah.
including,
Yeah.
just don't lose yourself.
I agree. Part of loving others is not causing them to be a thief. I heard Lisa Nichols say that before, and I loved her connotation around it. When you give and be an ear and you're wore out, you're causing them to be a thief. So you got to take
Mm,
responsibility that you're not creating self care because then it's so easy now to be angry at them, right? When you keep picking up the phone, not you personally, right, Erica?
right now, I'm mad.
Right. We let me say it, we keep picking up the phone, we keep answering the text. We told them this is our day off, but you still answered text. You told them
Hmm.
it's your day off, but you still, sent the email. You have to honor yourself because what we teach people how, we teach people what, how to treat us,
That's right. How
right?
to
So
treat us.
first treat yourself with honor, character, and integrity. And that is, I mean what I say. We all know, and I say what I
Say what
mean.
I mean.
So if I'm off today, I'm up. My baby girl, no, don't trot down them steps 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Talking about I'm hungry. Sorry, sweetie. First of all, the kitchen is closed. Grab yourself a piece of fruit. Second of all, I'm off duty. You can talk my ear off, but I'm not moving. Right?
Okay.
I love you so much.
I
Because
love that.
them crumb snatchers that had you whirling around with their emotions and their hormones flying all over them kids that had you going crazy, all in the name of being a good mom or dad. You have to teach them boundaries that the world is not centered around them. That's why we growing these bratty kids that don't know how to self-regulate. So because we want to be called these super moms in this superficial kind of a way of feeling like we're good, we're being good to them. We're causing them to be handicapped. So to your
Right.
point, I'm so glad you added that. Yes, my sisters, my brothers that'll listen to this, you can't give from if you're scraping the bottom, it ain't even good anymore anyway. You're
Hmm.
making a peanut butter and jelly. Like I told her that I
Yeah.
was. So it don't even taste the same because you pissed
Right.
off while
Right.
you're making the sandwich, right?
I
So,
told my children, I said, don't fix me nothing if you're not fixing it with
and
love,
with
right?
love,
Because
yeah.
I love what you said, just slapping that stuff
Yeah.
on there.
Like
Like,
I
really?
told her I was not making another. It's not even gonna taste the same. So send the little one in there to make a little sandwich. She might be messed up and the bread all sideways. That's okay. You teaching them self care that they, come feed yourself and you'll be all right. And you smile and let them sit next to you and go, well, again, how was your day, darling? Right? keep your,
Okay.
keep your peace.
I
Mhm.
love it. Oh my goodness. So, you said so much,
Mhm.
and all of it was so amazing.
Oh, thank you.
I want you to really just dissect because I want you to just break down in little nuggets.
Okay.
I'm just going to answer in a different way.
Okay.
How do you get the good life?
Yes, yes. I love that you said that. I'm known for saying, you got to live a GC life. Get you a GC life, get you a good life, right? And for those that are dropping comments, I don't see you on StreamYard. I'll definitely go back and read everybody comments and make a comment back to you. So thanks for being here with me for those that jumped on. A juicy life really comes from the inside out. It is not the handsomest guy. It's not the biggest house. It's not the biggest car. You've never met anybody that's transitioning to the next world, that's dying, passing away, saying, I should have brought a bigger house. You never hear anybody go that I should have got that other fur. I should have opened up the second store to that location. No one's talking like that. they're having fond memory of beautiful things. And it's normally they're thinking of times they spent with other people. So how do you get a juicy life? It's the quality of the relationships around you. It's not
Mm.
about stuff, things, goals. It's even I'm gonna now, as much as I teach about purpose, you guys know I teach about purpose, and I think you ought to live through purpose. You ought to put your calendar through purpose. That's still not the juicy life. The juicy life is while you're in purpose, because Erica, you know, you and I both know people that are living on purpose but still miserable.
Yeah.
They
Mhm.
haven't reconciled inside of them a whole lot of stuff, spirituality, the pain, the abortion they had when they was 20. They still dreading over all of those kind of things that they can't let go in their head because they keep telling themselves the story, right? But the juicy life is having one with yourself. I did that when I was 20. That was the best decision I could make, is having an abortion. I didn't know what else to do. I couldn't tell my mom the dude was going to college. Right? Having peace that I did the best I can do in that moment with the decision I can make, right? So having a peace that passes all understanding. Listen, if you're not Christian, don't even worry about it. Let it just drop like a little rain and slide off of you. But that's just how I live my life. I'm not forcing it on anybody. But you'll have a peace that passes all understanding when you reconcile the areas of your life. That's what makes it juicy.
Oh,
And,
that's so
and
good.
when you mess up, and you the cheater, you know, you the one that was my husband, right? Because I mean, you cheated with other men's husbands, right? Because where are those women? We you know, they're there. So if you're listening, you know, it's not okay what you did, but it's not a sentence to your character and integrity forever. That's who you were in that moment. Allow yourself to, you know, to forgive yourself. Allow God to support you on how to reconcile that energy in the world. What do I do now? Am I a podcaster to speak to the cheating woman and ask her to stop? Do I write a book? Do I pull women aside that I see doing that and get in their ear and like, sis, you know that man married, right? Because all healed hurt equals purpose. So seek out your purpose
Mm.
while you're reconciled inside, and let God be God and move in your life to share and uplift other people, because that's really what we all here for. That's the whole goal. And if you don't know that, you're missing it with your big cars and house and nice bank account. You're missing it. The juice is, how do you enhance other people's life? That's what a juicy life is.
I love it. I love it. And I love that you said, girl, this is not a life sentence. What you
Yeah,
did in the past,
not
let's
at
just
all.
move on from that.
Let's move on.
Build your life up.
Build your
Get you.
life up.
Yes, that is so beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you
And,
so
and you
much.
know, Erica, if I can take another second, I hear somebody asking. Yes, I forgave the nanny. I actually gave her a hug. You know, it was a deliverance because of the Christianity that I was born into. It was to death do you part. My husband and I, we weren't compatible at all. It's no way we should have got married. But we were
Mm.
young. We were in a church that just experienced about 3 babies being born out of wedlock. So they was rushing everybody to get married. I just walked in the door, so I didn't even know all of that context. I didn't know why they were rushing us to get married, right? But I was able to forgive her because of two things. The main thing is, woo, thank God I'm free, because I would have stayed in that marriage trying to make it work.
Hmm.
But you know, once that happened, and there was a, you know, abuse and abandonment as well, which is the 3 A's that my particular Christianity sets allows for you to divorce, which is adultery, abuse, and abandonment. I was able to get free from that, right? So thank God that she did what she did. Otherwise, I would still be there, maybe 30 plus in a miserable marriage. And somebody's saying, well, how would you know it's miserable? I don't know. I wouldn't know. But what I definitely know, we weren't compatible, right? So I would have been trying to force something in the name of a doctrine. The other reason why I forgave her is because I recognized her in me. She was a single woman looking on the outside, thought it was way better than what it was, and she was desperate. She was like, I
Mm.
want some of that. And we all been there. Man, look at how all of us drooling over Obama. And we know Michelle, right? We all wishing we had an Obama, right? So
Hmm.
it really taught me grace. As much as it's not okay what she did, but God, I thank you she did, because I would have been stuck in that marriage. And then
Right.
there go I, except for God, that I would have done the same thing. Right. So that's where the forgiveness came from. If somebody's wondering that, Eric,
Yeah. Did you forgive? Right.
yeah, by the
Yes.
mercy of God. It took a minute too. It took a minute, but I was able to, with His grace and His teachings in the 37 states in the 10 years, I got the ability to forgive.
So my last question is, how can people reach you?
Yeah, absolutely. You can go to focusjames.com. focusjames.com. I actually have a free downloadable book there called 8 Hacks to Living a Purposeful Life. I want you to definitely get that and then message me. 8 Hacks to Living a Purposeful Life. Say, hey, I met you on Erica's show when you were being interviewed. I want to know where you met me from so we can continue the conversation. When you do that, I offer a 20-minute coaching one-on-one. You jump right on Zoom. Don't matter where you are. I've met people in Afghanistan, Jamaica, Africa. So we just synchronize our time and come together, and I offer you that complimentary 20 minutes. And if we want to, have a coaching relationship, let's go. If not, I'm living on purpose. I spent 20 minutes with another human being to help support them.
Absolutely. I love it. Well, Focus, thank you so much for coming on here with me.
You're welcome.
I mean, you are so amazing,
Oh,
a wealth of knowledge.
Thank you.
I just want to say that I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
Let's not let this be the end, okay?
I know, right? This has just been amazing. And I do want to say that out loud. This takes a lot. Erica had 14 women coming together, technology, issues. We got different personalities trying to organize it. It takes a lot to do this, Erica. And I know it's something. It's something to do. So I appreciate the time that you took to do this for everybody.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And we'll talk soon.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Happy Valentine's.
Happy Valentine's.